Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Kurt Russell. Kurt Vogel Russell is an American actor. He began acting on television in the Western series The Travels of Jaimie McPheeters. In the late 1960s he signed a 10-year contract with the Walt Disney Company where, according to Robert Osborne, he became the studio's top star of the 1970s. Russell was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor Motion Picture for his performance in Silkwood. During the 1980s he starred in several films directed by John Carpenter, including anti-hero roles such as Army hero-turned-robber Snake Plissken in the futuristic action film Escape from New York and its sequel Escape from LA, Antarctic helicopter pilot R.J. MacReady in the remake of the horror film The Thing, and truck driver Jack Burton in the dark kung fu comedy action film Big Trouble in Little China, all of which have since become cult films. He was nominated for an Emmy Award for the television film Elvis, also directed by Carpenter. Russell starred in other films, including Overboard, Tombstone, Stargate, Death Proof, The Hateful Eight, and Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2. He joined the Fast and the Furious franchise in 2015, having starred in Furious 7 and The Fate of the Furious. Early life. Born in Springfield, Massachusetts, Russell is the son of actor Bing Russell and dancer Louise Julia Russell. He has three sisters, Jill, Jamie and Jody. Russell played Little League Baseball throughout his grade school years, and also on his high school baseball teams. He graduated from Thousand Oaks High School in 1969. His father Bing played professional baseball. His sister Jill is the mother of baseball player Matt Franco. 1962-1969. Russell made his film debut for an uncredited part in Elvis Presley's It Happened at the World's Fair and appeared in 2 extra episodes, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the then-defunct series Rin Tin Tin. On April 24, 1963, Russell guest-starred in the ABC series Our Man Higgins, starring Stanley Holloway as an English butler in An American Family. He played Peter Hall in the 1963 episode Everybody Knows You Left Me, on the NBC medical drama about psychiatry The 11th Hour. Later, he played the titular character in the ABC Western series The Travels of Jaimie McPheeters, based on Robert Louis Taylor's book. In 1964 he guest-starred in Nemesis, an episode of the popular ABC series The Fugitive, in which as the son of Police Lieutenant Philip Gerard, he is unintentionally kidnapped by his father's quarry Dr. Richard Kimball. In NBC's The Virginian, he played the mistaken orphan whose father was an outlaw, played by Rory Calhoun, who was still alive and recently released from prison looking for his son. Russell played a similar role as a kid named Packy Curlin in the 1964 episode Blue Heaven for the Western series Gunsmoke. He appeared in 5 episodes of Daniel Boone in various roles. At age 13, Russell played the role of Jungle Boy on an episode of CBS's Gilligan's Island, which aired on February 6, 1965. He guest-starred on ABC's Western The Legend of Jesse James. In 1966, Russell played a 14-year-old Indian boy Gray Smoke, adopted by the Texas Rangers in the episode Meanwhile Back at the Reservation of the NBC Western series Laredo. In the storyline, he works for an outlaw gang, but the Rangers take him under their wing and the boy proves helpful when gunslingers try to occupy Laredo, Texas. In 1966, Walt Disney wrote Kurt Russell on a piece of paper as his final words. In January 1967, Russell played Private Willie Prentice in the episode Willie and the Yank, The Mosby Raiders, in Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. while filming the Schwerman Brothers theatrical film musical The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band. Russell met his future partner Goldie Hawn. Later J.C. Flippen and Tom Tryon appeared in the episode Charade of Justice of the NBC Western series The Road West starring Barry Sullivan. In a March 1966 episode of CBS's Lost in Space entitled The Challenge, he played Quano, the son of a planetary ruler, and Edward's son in Follow Me Boys. 1970-1989. In 1971 he co-starred as a young robber released from jail, alongside James Stewart in Fool's Parade. Later, he guest-starred in an episode of Room 222 as an idealistic high school student who assumed the costumed identity of Paul Revere to warn of the dangers of pollution. In 1966 Russell was signed to a 10-year contract with the Walt Disney Company where he became, according to Robert Osborne, the studio's top star of the 70s. Later he starred in The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band and The Computer Wore 10 issues, the latter of which spawned 2 sequels, Now You See Him Now You Don't, and The Strongest Man in the World. Russell, like his father, had a baseball career. In the early 1970s, Russell was a switch-hitting second baseman for the California Angels minor league affiliates, the Bend Rainbows, and Walla Walla Islanders in the short-season Class A short-season Northwest League, then moved up to Class AA in 1973 with the El Paso Sun Kings of the Texas League. While in the field turning the pivot of a double play early in the season, the incoming runner at second base collided with him and tore the rotator cuff in Russell's right shoulder. He did not return to El Paso but was a designated hitter for the independent Portland Mavericks back in the Northwest League late in their short season. The team was owned by his father and he had been doing promotional work for them in the interim. The injury forced his retirement from baseball in 1973 and led to his return to acting. In the autumn of 1974 he appeared in the ABC series The New Land, inspired by the 1972 Swedish film of the same name. Critically acclaimed, it suffered very low ratings and only aired 6 of the 13 episodes. In 1976 Russell appeared with Tim Matheson in the 15-episode NBC series The Quest. In 1980 Russell was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited Series or a Special for the made-for-television film Elvis. During the 1980s Russell teamed with Carpenter several times, helping create some of his best-known roles, usually as anti-heroes, including the infamous Snake Plissken of Escape from New York and its sequel Escape from L.A. Among their collaborations was The Thing, based upon the short story Who Goes There? By John W. Campbell Jr., which had been interpreted on film before, albeit loosely, in 1951's The Thing from Another World. In 1986, Russell played a truck driver caught in an ancient Chinese war in Big Trouble in Little China, which was a financial failure like The Thing and has since gained a cult audience. He was nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor Motion Picture for his performance in Silkwood. 1990-present. Russell played Lieutenant Stephen Bull McCaffrey in Backdraft, Wyatt Earp in Tombstone, and Colonel Jack O'Neill in the military science fiction film Stargate. His portrayal of U.S. Olympic hockey coach Herb Brooks in the 2004 film Miracle won the praise of critics. In many ways, wrote Claudia Puig of USA Today, Miracle belongs to Kurt Russell. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times wrote, Russell does real acting here. Elvis Mitchell of the New York Times wrote, Mr. Russell's cagey and remote performance gives Miracle its few breezes of fresh, albeit methane-scented air. In 2006, Russell claimed in one interview that George P. Cosmatos had ghost-directed the hit 1993 Western film Tombstone on Russell's behalf, saying he gave Cosmatos shot lists. Russell claimed Sylvester Stallone recommended Cosmatos to him after the removal of the first director-writer Kevin Jarre, but Cosmatos had also worked with Tombstone executive producer Andrew G. Wagner before on Rambo: First Blood Part 2. Russell said he promised Cosmatos he would keep it a secret as long as Cosmatos was alive. Cosmatos died in April 2005. Russell said he didn't get a chance to edit his version, but Wagner gave him a tape of everything on the movie and that he might try to reconstruct the movie, although he would need to go back to the script and all his notes. Russell played the villainous stuntman Mike in Quentin Tarantino's segment Death Proof of the film Grindhouse. After a remake of Escape from New York was announced, Russell was reportedly upset with Gerard Butler for playing his signature character Snake Plissken, as he believed the character was quintessentially American. Russell appeared in the Battered Bastards of Baseball, a documentary about his father and the Portland Mavericks, which debuted at the Sundance Film Festival in 2014. He co-starred in the action thriller Furious 7 in 2015. On May 4, 2017, Russell and Goldie Hawn received stars in a double-star ceremony on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for their achievements in motion pictures located at 6201 Hollywood Boulevard. Personal life. Russell married actress Susan Hubley, who he met while filming Elvis in 1979, and had a son, Boston. After his divorce from Hubley in 1983, Russell began his relationship with Goldie Hawn and appeared alongside her in the one and only genuine original family band Swing Shift and Overboard. They have a son, Wyatt Russell, and own a home in Palm Desert, California. Hawn's son and daughter with Bill Hudson actors Oliver Hudson and Kate Hudson consider Russell to be their father. Russell is a libertarian. In 1996, he was quoted in the Toronto Sun saying, "I was brought up as a Republican, but when I realized that at the end of the day there wasn't much difference between a Democrat and Republican, I became a libertarian." In February 2003, Russell and Hawn moved to Vancouver, British Columbia, so that their son could play hockey. Russell is also an avid gun enthusiast, a hunter, and a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. He is also an FAA-licensed private pilot holding single, multi-engine and instrument ratings, and is an honorary board member of the humanitarian aviation organization Wings of Hope. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?